So all the excitement of the MS StarCraft League has got to me, and I thought I would just try a few 1v1s just for comedy effect. And this game was funny, so I thought to myself, I should cast it. So this is me, the red Terran up in the top left. This is my opponent, the blue Terran, in the bottom right. And look at this. Straight away I've sent a worker across the map. Straight away he's sent a worker across the map. Of course, neither of us know what the other person is up to just yet. These workers cross the map, and I can tell you, because I already know, they are not going to see each other. So it looks like our two Terran players have got very similar ideas. I don't know what I'm doing with this guy. Changing my mind? No, I'm sending him across the map as well. And my opponent is also sending a second worker across the map. So these builds are almost identical. What we see is that my opponent, I don't know how you say that, Cochin, is building gas. I have elected not to go gas. So here comes the barracks, and here comes the barracks. Very similar positions. And the second worker is on its way to build a second barracks. So the builds are almost identical. If you look in the top left, you can see the timings are pretty close. I'm just marginally ahead in the build order, but it's very, very close indeed. So my racks will finish up shortly before his second worker not doing anything. So my second racks, I think, will also be marginally ahead of his second racks, but only marginally. Here is where the builds diverge. Hang on, what's going on with the music? Kill that. This is where the builds diverge. I have opted for a racks at home, while my opponent has gone for the complete wall-in with 3 depots here. So he is also going for a reactor before he even gets any units out. Now at this point I have sent a worker to scout, and this worker is going to see what is up. As he goes up the ramp, I see the lack of a barracks, I see the 3 depots, and I know something is amiss. I can smell it in the air. So at this point, given the map, I am pretty confident that my opponent is proxying me, and I've sent this worker out to find it, and he will of course find it. Now if we look in the production tab, my response to that is pretty simple, and it's this. Bunker at the front door. I have the benefit of a barracks at home. I've got this worker attacking that worker because, oh, he stopped. That's really disappointing, because if he can kill him, well, that can slow down the production, but that has not happened. The Marines are out, so this guy knows that the game is up. He has 2 Marines on the map, but he also has a problem. My 2 Marines are at his front door, and he has nothing at home, literally nothing at home to prevent this. I, on the other hand, have got a bunker with a Marine in it. This SCV is on auto repair. You can set that by right clicking the repair button rather than left clicking it, so he will just repair anything that's within sight of him, and I am slowly but surely loading up that bunker. Meanwhile, in my opponent's base, these 4 Marines are in, they are uncontested, they are just slaying workers. So if we have a little peek, there are several workers down already. He's stopped mining, his income dies away to 0, which means it's going to be hard for him to build any more Marines. He does have several Marines out. He's got a reasonable number of units. If we look at the units tab, he has 10 Marines, but I have 11, and of those 11, 3 of them are tucked up nice and tight in this bunker, while the rest of them are annihilating his SCVs. So I thought it was an interesting match to cast, just because it's a nice example of when cheese fails. Cheese versus cheese, not very nice for this guy, but you know, the moral of this story is scout, because if he'd have scouted, he would have known that I was after the same thing as him, and if he'd have found that out, well, it might have turned out differently for him. Yeah, GG, man. So yeah, funnily enough, that is one of my placement matches. Cheesy. It is also the first of the placement matches that I have cheesed, I can assure you. But I think I've got 1 placement match to go, and I think I'm destined for the misery of I don't know, probably plat or something like that. Let's have a look at the Let's find out what that guy was. Where is he? Where are you? Profile. Yeah, so he's ranked 2 in platinum. I've beaten him, so my next player will probably be a diamond player. If I can beat the diamond player that comes up next, I might get placed in diamond, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that cheese fest. GG, man.